up, amazing tarot family? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. My name is Annie, and I am going to read your tarot cards after two very important announcements here on my channel. The first one being I am modifying my way of reading ever so slightly. So moving forward, I'm highly encouraging you all to specifically watch tarot readings for your rising sign. The reason being, when I know someone's rising sign, it immediately tells me a lot more about what's going on in their birth chart based on planetary movements and transits in the sky. And yeah, the main goal being I want to deliver even better tarot readings moving forward, so I'm going to give this a try. You are welcome to watch whatever video you want. If you are a sun sign Taurus and you want to watch Taurus, that's fine. I'm just putting in a plug that if you know you are a rising sign Virgo, it would be more accurate and possibly more helpful to you to watch your rising sign. That's the first announcement. I'm very excited to share these kind of new reading formats with you, but they will be very similar. I'm still going to do love readings and occasionally career and money readings, okay? Second announcement is that I have reached 1,000 subs on Instagram, which is awesome, but it's awesome for you guys because I'm doing free tarot giveaways. I'm going to be doing 3 mini giveaways. You will get to submit a question to me privately if you are a winner, and we will figure out what you need from your reading. But what you need to know first and foremost is how to enter the contest. I am asking everyone to leave a comment on any video of your choice, like this one, for instance, here on YouTube, commenting on the 3 qualities you admire most about yourself. So that could be anything, right? That could be creativity, intelligence, loyalty, honesty, kindness. After those 3 adjectives, those 3 descriptor words, I want you to put the hashtag Team Teacup, because that will let me know that you are actually entering the contest and not just leaving a random comment about a video. I will announce the winner on Sunday, May 9th. I will respond to your comment and ask you to shoot me an email so we can figure out what you want from your tarot reading. You can enter as many times as you want, but 1 entry is 1 comment. So you can leave as many comments as you want. It can be the same descriptors. It can be different ones. That's up to you. Other than that, happy Taurus season. Let's hop into your tarot readings. What is up, Capricorn rising, Capricorn sun, moon, and Venus signs? Welcome to my channel. We're going to read your tarot cards here. Let's tap into Capricorn energy. Again, highly advising you guys to watch your rising signs in addition to whatever you like, okay? These are general messages here on YouTube. So do keep in mind, not everything I say will resonate with every single one of you out there. Know that in advance, so only take away what resonates with you, what motivates you, empowers you, inspires you. If you're not feeling that way, please release the messages. Assume they're going out to someone else who needs to hear them. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. That's my spiel. Let's have some fun and read your tarot cards. All right, let's talk about your money first. Let's look at your money houses. All right, let's get a couple cards here. Ooh, the Empress, love it. Interesting. All right, so something long-term has ended because a new offer has come in. Okay, cool. High Priestess, yeah, you always knew this was going to happen. It was inevitable. It was written in the stars. You're making I'm hearing the word like a silent exit, but it's not so much like, well, it might be a secret, mum's the word. If you have happy news coming in, it might be mum's the word until it's actually happening. But there's also it's very poised, it's very elegant, it's very confident the way you ended something. And you're ending something long-term. End of Swords. Here's the thing. I could interpret this a couple different ways, but I actually want to start down here because this is almost like the future of what's coming in. There's an ending, but it comes with like a fresh new start, a fresh new opportunity, or a fresh new beginning. And I'm almost getting it quenches your thirst. So something came to an ending, and maybe for some of you this already happened. Maybe you know exactly what this is, but I want to note this is not where the story ends, because what follows it is the Page of Cups. So I'm almost getting this like, I'm exhausted, I'm so dehydrated, and then the universe is like, here, have some water. It's like, well, I got you, boo. Don't worry about it, right? There's something good here. So let's start with your money. I just kind of want to get a feel for the storyline here. Give me one moment. There's some sort of move or strategy. I'm hearing the word strategic. You need to be very strategic. It's possible, I think a lot of you are at a crossroads. There may be an opportunity coming in that involves travel. And you need to go with, this sounds so obvious, but like your inner truth. The Queen of Swords is justice. So a very Libra-esque energy, justice being the scales, the scales of justice. There's a need to make decisions with equilibrium and considering, I'm almost wanting to say both parties. It's not so much that you need to cater to a specific job. I think it more has to do with almost weighing out pros and cons of what an opportunity offers to you. Because it feels like an opportunity with money is either blocked or you have to make a move in order to acquire that new money. Which, again, duh. Hold on, I'm piecing this together because I'm wanting to give you some gems. Some of you, there's an opportunity in writing or literature or speeches, something that requires your voice, your vocal talents, even singing. Or public speaking, advocacy, something very strong with your voice. Your voice takes the forefront. It's very, you may be, what is a good word for that? Like an advocate of something, or I don't know, maybe you're giving tours and your voice is what explains everything. Something about your voice is very strong. It's very powerful right now, which is ironic because you have this card of secrets. You might be very excited to declare some sort of new start or new beginning, but again, especially in writing too, the message still stands here though that you, what is that expression? Don't count your chickens until the eggs hatch or something like that. Like just make sure everything comes into you. And I think it will. I don't want to cast a shadow over this because you have the Empress coming up here. You may have just acquired a lot more responsibility or a higher title, a higher role, a higher pay grade, or a higher salary. And then you have really good money cards in your 6th house. I like that a lot. And then the Queen of Discs, discs as in coins, which is your card. Very Capricorn-esque energy. And you were always meant to go here. For my Capricorn risings, your 6th house is ruled by Gemini, which is currently where the North Node is sitting for every zodiac sign. So for every zodiac sign, the North Node is in Gemini, which is like our future, our destiny, what we're meant to move towards. Relationships, essentially, right? Especially relationships within ourselves, very Gemini and like the duality of a person's nature. For you, though, Gemini sits in your 6th house. So something about that may be relevant to your work right now, or your work or your daily routine or your health, a merging of the two. Work-life balance, anyone? That actually makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, treating your body like your temple right now. You may have been spreading yourself too thin in past work endeavors. When you start to respect your body, and I'm even going to say when you start to respect your mind more opportunities come to you that allow you to maintain that, again, I'm hearing the word like grace, that poise, that respect, that self-respect for your body. Your body is your temple. That came up in Virgo's reading as well. You have a lot of very divine, feminine, earthy-like characters showing up in your 6th house of work. So some of you may be working exclusively with females, or again, maybe being an advocate for females. I don't know. Maybe you're forming an all-group band with females. There's something very important about kind of divine feminine energy. You may be working with mothers. You may be working with little girls. You may be, I don't know, something about feminine energy is very important there. And the harvest. Something about this is very, again, Mother Earthy. It's nature-based. So you may be getting involved with something like land, property, ownership of some kind, or anything that's from the earth, anything that's fertile. I don't know, working with crops, with produce, I don't know, something like that. Of course, that's not for everyone. Others of you, it's just representing that the seeds you have planted, they start to bloom, they start to pop. So that could be money, something that you've invested time and energy in, and you've sort of you start to reap the rewards of the harvest. So it may have been a long time coming. And it may have come at a time when some of you were ready to give up, which does not feel very Capricorn-esque to me. But hey, you have good days and bad days like anyone else, right? The way you make your money is very innovative. With Aquarius ruling your 2nd house, there's something about the way money comes to you, Capricorn risings. It may come in a very unusual way, or I'm even hearing the word like futuristic. You may be heavily involved in technology of some kind, science, technology. Again, speech writing, your mind is incredibly agile. It's very fast. It's very quick. You're tremendously strong when it comes to interpersonal relationships. Thank you. That's very much what these air signs ruling your houses of money, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It makes you are meant to work with people in your career field as you gain money, because it is something you are naturally good at. So it doesn't really take so much of a strategy for you because you've been doing it your whole life. It's something it's ingrained in your personality. Yeah, there could be an opportunity to collaborate, so especially with an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, to gain some sort of new money. And it may leave you at a crossroads of, well, do I up and abandon my last thing, or do I go towards this new opportunity? And that's sort of what I'm curious about here too, because in the future, in your long-term plans, there is undoubtedly an ending here. However, what I think it's so important to recognize is that the Ten of Swords is an ending that essentially, you can view it however you want, but I would say it's almost fated. It's like you were meant to get into this job, this position, this project, right? It could be something short term. And ultimately, it was a little bit exasperating. It's, jokingly, it's like you got your ass handed to you and you're like, well, that didn't go as expected. But it's not necessarily firing or layoff, or it doesn't have to be. It certainly could be, but it could just be something where, boy, that's not what I thought it was going to be. And there's a new opportunity that feels so much more, it's like quenching your thirst. There's something about you are just desperate to feel alive again, almost like undernourished or lacking energy. You were pouring your everything, your being into something, and it's like no matter how hard you tried, it wouldn't budge. It just wasn't working. Well, something comes along and it's easier. So there's two messages here. There is ultimately something that is being asked to be put down with the Ten of Swords, 100%. I'm not necessarily saying for all of you it's up and leaving a job because a new one comes in. That's certainly one interpretation, and I would say for half of you, that's probably what this is. For others of you, this could be the idea of, I am gunning to do this because I'm very headstrong, certain, absolute, it must be done this way because it is my truth and I'm the one doing it. Something about it will work out in the long run, but you may be being asked to change your strategy ever so slightly. So even if it's not jumping to another career field, it could be that you are, I know this is a little funny, but it's like you're too hell-bent on doing it this one way and only this one way, when there's a second way or a second option, a second opportunity. Again, very Geminian energy, duality. Another way of doing it that not only would respect your body more, it wouldn't require so much endurance from you, you would also get more reward in the long run for it. But I'm getting there's a compromise that you would have to make. And maybe that makes you guys uncomfortable. Maybe that makes your heart sink to hear that you have to compromise something here. And that could be any little thing. Even with the Page of Cups, there is something about one part of this is slightly underwhelming compared to what you thought and envisioned it to be. And Capricorn, hear me out when I say this. It doesn't mean forever and ever you're going to have to compromise that piece of the puzzle. But yeah, if you're trying to build something and you're just spinning your wheels and it's never getting where you want to be, you have no choice. Something must change. You know, that stupid expression or quote we always say, if you do something over and over again, and you know, that's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again without different results. It's something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But yeah, so if this is truly your story and you're very excited and hell-bent about an idea, I'm not saying abandon it. I'm not saying throw the towel in. I'm saying like, wow, there's a wealth of opportunity here. You're right. But with that wealth of opportunity, something about this scenario isn't working out. But you have to understand, as humbling as this is, it's getting rid of the pieces you don't need. So the sooner that you accept it as the truth and release control, let go of the pieces that you're forcing to fit together that just won't go, and you say, okay, universe is saying no on this one. Look, it's like the solution finds itself. There's a lot of a need to release control here. I keep hearing things like speeches and writing right now. Even if that's not your main job, there's something very important about that part of the way you're making money. I know this sounds so rudimentary and silly, but like watch your spelling, watch your grammar. The greatest irony of all is that I'm telling you this. I am so bad at that. Like I post stuff on Instagram all the time, and there must be 100 errors every time I post something. Like it's ridiculous. It's like, and I'm not, I'm admitting fully I'm no more perfect than you, right? But there's little things about each of us, whether it's, spelling and grammar, this and that, where maybe it's requiring a little bit more of attention, and maybe it's the solution. It's like a simple solution once you become aware of your downfall. And maybe it's just like a blindsidedness to something. It's like, you're so focused on the future that like the glaring error is right in front of you, and you become so accustomed to it being there and normalized that it's no longer standing out to you. There's a need to reassess something here. And yeah, I don't know why I'm focusing on that, but something about like spelling and grammar, or I don't know, maybe it's presenting your resume in a new way, or that's a metaphor for something. I don't think it's literal for all of you, but it's like checking yourself, going back and checking your strategy, going over the course, going over the plan, going over the strategy, re-strategizing ever so slightly. Again, it's not saying you have to up and abandon the entire project, because this looks really good. Something does come into fruition. This could certainly be a job offer. If it isn't now, it's going to be. But with that, you have to let go of something. And the thing is, I think if it was just a simple matter of jumping ship from one place to another, it wouldn't be showing up as the 10 of Swords, because this is sort of what you would be doing to someone else, and it's coming up in your future, your career. So I'm not sure you have a lot of say in this. I do think there's a heavy-heartedness to let something go, but as I always say, when you let go of what isn't needed, what the universe has decided that's not the one, and just kind of open yourself up to new, fresh, nourishing, thirst-quenching opportunities, this isn't going to seem as big of a deal because you have these motherfuckers coming in. Like, these are huge, these are big, these are money cards, Capricorn. I don't need to tell you that. I would take this over this any day of the week. And I mean, obviously, right? Just look at the depictions of these. The 10 of Swords says this is something that is building up a long time, and it's doing more damage than good. It's exhausting. It's defeating. It's insulting. Even, especially for you guys, insulting of like the way you've been treating your body, or how you're allowing other people to treat you, or strap you with a lot of work, pile on a lot of duties and responsibilities onto you, and you're like, that's not my job title. This feels like there's a huge raise. There's a huge growth in something, but with that, you're being asked to let go of something that I don't think you're ready to let go of, or you're really struggling to understand why. And to be honest, I'm not sure at this point you need to totally understand why. I think this really does come down to having faith, that because there's something better out there for you. And some of you know exactly what it is. Others of you, you're like, but I don't get it. Because for some of you, flat out, like, this may have already happened. And so in which case, if this already happened and you're still kind of in that, well, why? And this isn't fair, and what's happening to me? I don't mean to be insensitive. I know this could be an incredibly touchy subject for you guys, so please don't misinterpret this as me being cruel. This is requiring you to have faith that this is not where the story ends. If you're in this and you don't know what this is, well, they're showing up next to each other. So you have to find out. You have to seek out what this new nourishing cup, this new nourishing opportunity would be. Because again, this isn't where it ends. I'm going to be honest too. This is a little bit like heady and hippy-dippy. This could even be the death of the old version of yourself. If you approached things in a very... I'm wanting to say serious. And I think I'm saying that because you have a lot of kind of like justice, truth. Maybe this is expanding out of that headspace of everything is a life or death. Everything is black and white, and understanding, but where's the enjoyment in that? Where's the fun? Where's the creativity? Where's the small elements of risk taking? There's something rejuvenating about this cup, and even I'm wanting to use the word youthful. Pages are like students. There's something with children. Some of you may be putting an end to an old career and embracing your inner child, doing something that really calls out to your heart, even if maybe it defies logic a little bit. But it's your truth. Yeah, you have to listen to your truth. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling at this point. I do like this. A lot of you do have a job offer coming in. With Page of Cups, the Empress, and the Queen of Discs, that looks really good. I'm curious about this High Priestess. What is this whole secret thing? If you do get a job offer, I think the major thing with this is mum's the word. Don't tell anyone until you've signed the contract with the new thing. That's very important. Because something could be fickle. They may push back the start date, in which case you're like, oh, I just told everybody I'm leaving. Like, and I'm not saying that's true for all of you, just mum's the word. And usually Capricorns are pretty good about that. I don't think I have to tell you. You're going rogue. You're going solo. Gosh, this is so interesting. A lot of you are going to be really embracing a more spiritual side of your personality, especially with this cups. Yeah, there's something where it was so routine, it was so by the book, it lost its sense of life. It lost its sense of vitality. You have a lot of sword and earth energy, which, you know, of all the zodiac signs, earth and air can have a connotation that is very serious. It's not bad, it's just serious. And I think you guys are introducing a little bit more fun, a little bit more joy, a little bit more pizzazz in your future. Possibly embracing more of a creative side to your long-term career goals. I think that would be very healthy for you. And not only that, healthy for your temple, your mind, body, spirit. Are you drinking enough water? I hate to say the obvious, but some of you know you need to do better on that. Cancer and Virgo are wanting to be seen, possibly a collaboration with that. Yeah, there's I'm hearing the word swoosh, almost like basketball, throwing something and it circles the rim and then it lands. That's very symbolic of how you get this opportunity. There's a bit of a go around before it lands. I know that's so random sounding, and again, for most of you this is a metaphor, though hey, if you're joining an athletic team, go for it. There's something about you shoot the basket and it circles around the rim. It takes a minute. There's a negotiation process. There could even be a moment of, wait a minute, do I really want to accept this offer? Yes, I do. And then it lands. And then you get the basket and, it goes on the scoreboard and yay. Again, I say with that, there's either during that sort of, ball going around the rim of the basket or the rim of the net, rather, there's something about, am I ready to let go of the past? Am I ready to let go of the old version? Yes, I am. Okay, swoosh, it's in the net. There's something about like a negotiation, and it might be an internal one, that whole Gemini, the duality of self. Because look, there's two opportunities here. I think that's why this Two of Pentacles is coming in. There's something about this that looks very basketball-esque to me. She shoots, she scores, but yes, she's also walking the tightrope, though. That might be symbolic to some of you too. And two opportunities are floating in the air. Negotiations back and forth. I think this is saying you already know the answer too. The High Priestess is the most intuitive card. The answers already exist within you, so the Hermit just shines a lantern on what? On you, on your intuition, on listening to your inner voice. And I this doesn't feel Capricorn-esque to me, but I'm wanting to say not being silenced. Does that make sense to any of you? It's like yesing you just to get you to be quiet, but not delivering on what was promised. Like, yeah. I feel like some of you are going through that in the workplace and no more. You're like, me? Like, I'm the Empress, bitch. Right? Like, so maybe you walk. I don't know, something about that. You have good money cards. Let's talk about your relationship life and all that good stuff. Nah, I don't know. I'm superstitious about my decks. Whenever they give me a wonky reading, I'm like, I don't know, do I want to use that one again? But I'll break myself of that habit. Yeah. One of my good friends just gave me this deck, so we're going to use it. All right. Let's talk about your relationships. So for my Capricorns who are dating or flirting or on the apps or however you're meeting people, what's going on in their house of dating, their fifth house? The Ten of Wands. Oof, so you may be getting out of a relationship, or you feel like you're shouldering the burden of that's very Capricorn-esque to me. You're carrying the weight of the relationship. You're taking on far more responsibility for all of this than you need to be. The Hanged Man, you may be... I'm not sure how much longer you can shoulder the weight of this or carry the burden of it. You're moving on. You're moving out of a relationship. And it doesn't mean there won't be another one coming in. There's a stellium in the sky right now, meaning lots of planets are in the sign of Taurus. And so for my Capricorn risings, Taurus rules your fifth house. So there's a lot of planetary activity going on there especially in your house of dating, also in your house of children, creative endeavors, anything that you sort of give birth to in metaphor or reality. Yeah, so with the Hanged Man, something needs to, again, this is such a repetitive message of your career. Something needs to be released and let go of, abandoned. You need to release control of something in order for it to transform into something better. You're trying to gain traction and movement on something. It could be you're very invested in a relationship, but the person no offense to my cross watchers, but it's like the person is like dead weight. They're just not doing anything. So after the Six of Swords, some of you have like an Aquarius or I was about to say an Aquarius or a butterfly. I don't know why. What I meant was a Sagittarius, maybe even a Scorpio. In your future, you might be dealing with one now, but for a lot of you, there's something about that's coming in the future. Some of you have a butterfly tattoo. Something about butterflies are very significant to you. And I mean, symbolically, that means a lot to different people, but I don't know, you have like a journal that has it, or a book you're reading with a butterfly on it, or like a tattoo, or a bag, or there's some icon of a butterfly. That's for some, confirmation for some of you. What comes in? What are they moving towards here? Something better. You're taking the bull by the horns. You're, yeah, you're not going to be pushed around anymore. And I'm not even sure if it's that. It's just, you are very giving in relationships. You tend to, whether you're male or female, you tend to, in this tarot reading anyway, take on a lot of like maternal or even paternal. Like you almost treat your romantic partner as a child. It's like you coddle them and you're like, oh, I got this for you. I got this for you. Only, and here's the tough message of that. You may be denying them their own internal growth because it's like mommy's doing everything for them. Or you may be dating someone who that's literally the scenario is that their parents do everything for them. And you don't mind taking again on that role of being the responsible one, but again, where's the fun in that? Like this is 50-50. This is a two-way street. You need to be enjoying your romantic life or your sex life or whatever it is. And even if it's not like a one-way street, in terms of like shouldering the responsibility, it could just be you have a very dull sex life right now because it's not satisfying for you. Do you understand? There needs to be a recalibration here and, very likely a discussion about, listen, this is what I need and this is what I'm not getting in any aspect of your dating life. But I have to be honest, for most of you, it feels like some of you are afraid to have the conversation, but others of you, it feels like you've had the conversation and there's no change in behavior. There's no improvement. Again, there's a lot of like, yeah, okay, I'll do better next time, but they never do. I have to be honest, I don't think you're willing to hold on that much longer. I think a lot of you view, and I want to be clear, this is not true, but a lot of you, this is your false perception. It's like, well, if I hold on to this, eventually it'll change, and I don't want to shoulder the responsibility of a failed relationship. It's not that. It's not that. You're putting in the effort. A lot of you, your person isn't. So again, it's that idea of, okay, if universe is saying this one isn't for me, I'm going to have faith that there's something else out there that does meet my needs and criteria. And I mean, you know in your heart what is true. Do you have too high of expectations for your person? I don't sense that. If anything, I think it's the opposite. I think you love to be the person who takes care of everything, but that feels exhausting. And I don't even think that's a healthy perspective in any area of life, but I think that's better suited to maybe your work environment just because I know a little bit about my Capricorns out there, but like you need to decompress in relationships. Relationships need to be fun for you. And remember, we're talking about dating here. We're not talking about marriage yet, right? In dating, if you're already like, I'm carrying 10 wands and I feel suffocated, when is this going to end? Well, you tell me, Hanged Man, when is it going to end? Are you going to put an end to it? Or are you going to communicate air energy so that you can move the relationship forward and saddle your person with some of this responsibility or whatever these 10 of Wands is? Inevitably, the Six of Swords is sometimes what I sort of consider like a small death. And so I have to be honest, with 10 of Wands, the Hangman, and the Six of Swords, I think eventually it's like you're going to cruise ahead. You're going to move along, and it's almost like when you drop the dead weight of, I don't know, your Pisces, I don't know who this is, there's swifter movement in your dating life. It's like this sounds so insensitive to the cross watchers. I'm sorry, this is just the message, but it's like when you cut the lead weight that you're dragging along, all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I can sprint now. Like there's a relief. There's a relief. You do have King of Pentacles coming up here, so this could certainly be for my male Capricorn risings. It could also indicate that there's a male earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Either you're detaching from one or possibly moving towards one. Do you see how there's like this tenacity of, no, I got this. I'm going to hold on to it. It's almost like you're riding it like a motorbike or like a motorcycle, and it's like, it's stressful though. I question how much you're enjoying it. So let's do one more quick one. For my other Capricorns who are dating, let's connect with a new version of Capricorns. Or a different group, I should say. Anything else? If they were to move on from this person, or maybe this represents your work. You know, this may resonate in other areas of your life, but you have Six of Wands. Hey, there's a card of victory. It's also a card of Leo. And an Ace of Swords, a new beginning. Staking your claim, something about standing your ground, Capricorn, is really important. There may be an aspect of people pleaser to you. With Taurus ruling your 5th house, there may be an aspect of, oh, I got you, I'll take care of you, I'll do everything. And I get it. It gives you guys a sense of pride. But again, at what point, or where is the breaking point there? At what point do you draw a line in the sand and not become a doormat? Definitely getting doormat vibes here. Because let's remember, like, Taurus was ruled by Venus. Venus is the planet of love and comfort and harmony and let me take care of you. And it can be a planet of like luxury and money. Let me spend all this money on you and treat you right and this and that. Again, it's a two-way street. That's fine, but make sure your person is on the same page as you. And a lot of you, you've come to the realization, to be honest, the first thing I get from this is I'm better off alone. It's easier. But also maybe it's because I'm no longer waiting on someone and, putting my life on pause for them when there is no changed behavior. If there is changed behavior, great. But I mean, where are you holding this person accountable then? That's what I would offer to you. All right, for those who are in a long-term committed relationship, so your 7th house of marriage, contracts, partnership is ruled by Cancer, and Mars just went into Cancer. So there might be a lot of action and energy in signing new contracts right now, whether that's marriage or partnership. And sexuality, for that matter. In fact, okay, so I'm just putting it out there, with Mars heading into like your house of long-term relationships, if sex has been an issue, this would be a really great time to try and fix it, because there's an introduction of the planet Mars into that house of relationships, and Mars promotes sexuality. And I mean this in a positive, safe, healthy way, but like sexual aggression. That kind of like, you get what I'm saying. King of Swords. All right, so possibly a male air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And the Hermit. So, all right, this could just be getting away. This could be going on like a little... Yeah, going to the... I'm almost getting like the redwoods or something like... something very naturey, foresty. I mean, earth energy, right? Probably your elements, maybe. I'm not getting so much beachy, but something like a little cabin in the woods, like a little getaway, a little, like a complete solitude, just you and your person. That makes a lot of sense. Planet Mars coming into play, right? Like a little vacation, a little bit of a getaway. I mean, the King of Swords is the king of contracts too, so I would even offer possibly something with a Virgo. Yeah, your sex life is going to improve with a Virgo as well as a King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And there could be the signing of a contract with one of those signs. So, all right, cool. Let's go around the zodiac wheel and do a quick. Where are my cards? They're there. We'll do a quick recap on dating life. So we'll see what messages come up. If Capricorn's dealing with a Capricorn, possibly travel coming in or a victory. Meeting this person's family, introducing them to your family. If you're dealing with an Aquarius. Small bits of offers, small flirtations, nothing too big, nothing overwhelming. It could be an apology is in order too. But yeah, it's fixable. There's some show of emotion with an Aquarius. If you're dealing with a Pisces, they might be tricking you, or is it magnetic? Hold on. Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of passionate sexuality there. But this person might not be totally upfront about something. I don't know. There might be something they're hiding, but I don't think it's anything. It's probably that they're a swinger, to be honest. It's like there's a lot of sexuality, but there may be like a lot of sexuality in very unique ways that you were not anticipating. I don't think it's a make or break thing. It's just like, oh, that's different, but okay, like let's talk about that. That's what I get there. This person wants to try something new in the bedroom. If you're dealing with an Aries, Expansion, Wheel of Fortune, good luck. Something with an Aries might be coming into you. You may end up traveling with an Aries. If you're dealing with, okay, if you're dealing with a Taurus, there's definitely love there. There may be mommy issues. No offense, sorry, I never mean to offend. There may be mommy issues. Okay, there could also be pregnancy coming in with the Taurus. Yeah, absolutely. If you're not looking to get pregnant, watch, because there might be it's funny, I was about to say fertility issues, so that's going to mean something else to a different bunch of you, but yeah. You do have high players, so yeah, you know what? I do like the Taurus, just, yeah, the mommy issues. It could be a little bit suffocating if somebody really desires their freedom, so there's potential there. There's potential there. If you're dealing with a Gemini, long-term love, beautiful, love it. If you're dealing with a Cancer, soulmates, happiness, you guys are very childlike. There's an innocence to your relationship. It's adorable, love it. If you're dealing with a Leo, this Leo really values their independence. They might not be looking to commit to anyone at this time. They're happy as is. It's not that they're not interested, but hold on, do they have wandering eyes? Yeah, so they may be waiting on someone else to see what's up with them before they move forward with you. So, again, if you can keep it completely casual and not invest too much in this, maybe with the Leo. If you're dealing with a Virgo, they may have closed themselves off. Hold on. So you may have drama with the Virgo right now, and there may be a little bit of playing hard to get for both of you. Yeah, there's potential for this to heal it, but if you guys are separated and it was a nasty separation, this Virgo may have already moved on to a Sagittarius or vice versa. Yeah, the Five of Swords isn't great, but if you guys can get out of your head and bring healing to this, it's possible. Because I do think there was love there at one point in time, and I don't think it's all lost, but someone feels some type of way about it. That's the story with the Virgo. If you're dealing with a Libra, reciprocity, shocker. The Libra will treat you well. So this Libra, similar to your story, they give a lot to everyone and they're exhausted. So if you're not hearing from them, usually that's not a good sign for Libra, to be honest. Libras tend to be very chatty and, oh my gosh, how was your day? And this and that. If you're not hearing from them, they're giving to someone else. If you guys are in a relationship or something, they may be feeling burnt out because they're not getting enough from a relationship. So this whole thing may have actually been a cross-watcher reading. The whole I'm shouldering all the weight. Just make sure that that's not your Libra. It shouldn't be anyone, right? Again, 50-50, two-way street. If you're dealing with a Scorpio, flirtation, curiosity, there's intrigue, and it could transform into something bigger. Yeah. They might be a little bit self-involved. You're dealing with a Sagittarius. They're thinking about this. They're not sure. They're sort of stuck in limbo. There may be some important life decision or news coming into them regarding a job, a family issue. There's something they're waiting to hear from, and so it's impacting their ability to immerse themselves in the relationship. Yeah, they're waiting on big news, and it might be regarding a job opportunity, so that has their full attention right now, so everything else is falling to the wayside. I don't know, if it's a travel opportunity, if they're waiting on word of a job that's going to allow them to go travel, they're 1,000% going to take that job and move away. So that may not end well for your relationship unless you agree to go with them. If you want to join them, they'll happily include you. But other than that, it's the wheels are spinning. The wheels are in motion. They're fast tracking to something else. So unless you, and here's the thing, Capricorn, you may have to ask to come along because they might not think to invite you. And that gets you thinking, doesn't it? You're like, oh, maybe this is not as great as I thought it was. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's, maybe I would like to move to that city with them. There's things in limbo and delay with the Sagittarius, but they also do have some strong cards. So maybe with the Sagittarius. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. Please remember to like the video. Go ahead, like the video. That would help me a whole lot. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you would like to enter the contest, there are instructions at the beginning of the video for how to win a free tarot reading from me. Other than that, Capricorn Risings, thanks for joining me today. I will see you next Wednesday for more tarot. Bye.